The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I fear no evil because I'm blind to it all. In my mind, and my gun that comfort me, because I know I'll kill my enemies when they come. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Said I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul, but I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong. Well, I came upon a man at the top of a hill, called himself the savior of the human race. Said he come to save the world from destruction and pain, but I said, how can you save the world from itself? 'Cause I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I feel no evil because I'm blind. Oh, and I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul. But I know when I die, my soul is damned.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios' Old Gods of Appalachia, The Blood Debt. I am, of course, the storyteller and voice of the mountain, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Lovey McBride, who is an uppity sage that crafts powerful objects.
It always changes and it throws me off. Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'm playing Gertie Gertrude Swanson, who is a superstitious handy woman, otherwise known as Protector, who manifests the mountain.
Hello, I am Sailor Lonnie, and I will be playing Julia Sinclair, a mystical sage who becomes the beast.
I'm Irian, and I'm playing Wade Gilpin, the lucky librarian explorer who walks these woods.
Hi, I'm Ford. I'm playing Marshal Ryan McKay, uncanny protector of these woods, hollers, and valleys. And my time here, I've know the unknowable.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Reverend Zarkon, and I'll be playing Joseph Matthew Green, an industrious speaker who serves the green.
We were last up in these mountains and hollers. South Gap was still caught near the loop of life and death. But in the case of this one, they had discovered there was a foundation around the old cedar tree. Foundation of a house that was burnt, complete with the bones scorched. And as they dug deeper, they found out there was a horrible crime committed in this town. Crime to protect those of privilege and wealth that the town covered up. And as we exited the episode, you might say a bit of karma came back on both the housekeeper Minnie, who set a lot of this in motion, but also against Mr. Witt himself, who was the perpetrator of the original crime. The roots of these mountains run as deep as the people that live there. For generations, families have worked the land and mined the earth, soaking the land in their sweat, tears, and blood. All the while, the ancient things sleep in the darkest caverns below. Their restless dreams call out for the very souls of those above them. You walk carefully around these hollers, lest you wake the sleeping beasts. Watch out for the weeping tree. And as you all have come to from another night of violence, this time you don't find yourselves around the cedar tree like you expected. You find yourselves in the Witt house, right where you all were before the violence began. Robert Witt's body, wrapped in long dead roots and vines with thorns stuck in it. Minnie, the housekeeper's body on the floor, clothes decayed. Both corpses at this point are in an advanced state of decay. Looks like those bodies have sat there weeks. But how can that be? It's only been one more night. And I open the scene up to the players.
I'm immediately going to look out the window to see if I still see the mist.
The mist is out there, as it has been every morning. This time, it's closer to the house. It's almost touching the back porch. It has shrunk from the last time you saw it.
Well, that didn't do it. And she's going to take the tea service back to the kitchen.
The tea and you can smell it. You can even see now the bits, looks like mold growing on top of it. Now, at the start of this, the only thing that seemed to be aging were the buildings itself and perhaps the land. But now, it seems to be affecting a lot more things than it was.
I just take it to the kitchen and leave it on the counter. I look down at my clothes. Have they aged?
No.
Interesting. I'm going to walk out the back door.
And you step out the back door. The mist is right there in front of you.
I'll walk into it.
You all see Lovey head into the mist. What's everybody else doing as she walks out into the mist?
It should have ended with all of this right here.
I agree,
Shoulda.
but it didn't. So
That means that somebody else who is tied to the blood debt may still be alive.
Yeah.
Because these two, as far as I reckon, were the last.
These don't look like the other days we were here. These look like they've been laying there for a long time.
Yeah.
My concern's this end game with this situation here.
I think we need to find out who else was around back then that might have something to gain from all of this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make sure that nothing flammable happens to interact with each other in the kitchen, Marshall. I'll catch you up.
All right.
So Marshall, who else going with Marshall to go and investigate the town?
I'll go wherever Gertie goes.
I don't know where Gertie's gonna go yet. Am I misremembering? I thought the wife was still left.
She is. You don't know where she is, but she is.
Gertie's gonna go hunt her down.
Okay. You're going to search the house?
Probably.
Okay.
I'll stick with Gertie to keep an eye on things before we go into town.
Okay. So it looks like three of y'all are going to be searching the house while Preacher Green's heading into the kitchen. Julia, what are you doing?
I am going to, since I noticed Lovey kind of walk into towards the mist, I'm going to follow her.
And as you step out back and step into the mist, for you, Julia, as soon as you get in the mist, you smell the unmistakable smell of smoke, thick and heavy. Doesn't have the consistency of smoke. Definitely looks like fog, but it smells smoke of coal burning somewhere. You see no sign of Lovey.
I'm going to change into a wolf and see if I can find her scent anywhere in the...
Give me an intellect roll. I'll give you, because you're in wolf form, I'll give you an asset on that automatically.
Ooh, I got a 2.
The smell of the smoke is filling your nose too much. You can't really get a scent of anything but the smoke. It's even stronger now that you're in wolf form. Your unmistakable smell of the coal that comes off of a train as it's been stoked.
She's going to change back and kind of start calling for Lovey to see if she could hear her or get a response.
Lovey, as you're walking through the mist out there, doesn't smell like smoke to you. It just smells like mist. Got no smell at all. And you walk for a time. You don't see anything. This time you don't immediately come out of the smoke or the mist, though. You can't really tell what direction you're going. You might be turned around, you might not. But you haven't come back out like you did in the past.
I keep going.
You walk for a while until you see that glow of amber in the distance, cutting through the mist.
Coming towards me or just cutting through?
You just see it cutting through the mist. It shines through the mist. It's not seeming to move. It's just there in the distance.
Let me pass, Judas.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
And why not?
Because the time is not yet done.
Then tell me what needs doing, because I'm growing very weary of this.
That's not how this works. It's not how any of it works. You started this.
You forced me to.
No, I did not. I don't force anyone to do anything.
Right.
You did this of your own free will, don't you remember? And when he says that, part of your memory opens up again. You remember the night of the harvest festival as you're cooking, or the morning of the harvest festival as you're cooking the food, putting a small bit of what looked like amber stone in the food to cook with it.
Really? And I just happened to get part of your horns?
You are mine. We made a deal. I hold my end of the deal. You hold your end of the deal.
But certainly it was in your favor.
I'm not to blame if you failed to negotiate.
Funny how I don't remember that deal. Care to give me that back too? Or are you just going to use it to manipulate me into thinking I did this all on my own? When I know I would never kill a single innocent soul.
Do you really want to remember?
Yes.
And the memories come flooding back into you. The death of your children at the hands of your own husband.
Oh, that she had never forgotten.
The fact that you made a deal for the strength, the knowledge, and the ability to kill him. He gave you that deal. He gave you that knowledge and that strength. The deal to be able to defend yourself from that in other ways. Knowledge of things you didn't have knowledge of before. The herbs, plants. In return, you serve him. He's never been harsh on you. He's never demanded much of you.
Except to soil her soul with killing innocents.
This was the first time he's ever called on you to do anything. He lets you wander the world as you will. You don't know why you came to this town, but it was the first time he called on you. This is the last day. He comes to finish the deal, to collect the debt. And then I depart. What you do is your decision, not mine. I do not force you to do anything.
Well, you are known as a liar. And she turns to head back the way she came.
And as you're heading back, one minute you see the glow of the amber and then it's gone. And you bump into Julia. She's got a slightly nauseated look on her face from the smoke smell that she smells that you don't. It's gotten really thick out here, Julia. Not enough to make you cough, but you're wanting to.
Come on, let's get out of here.
What were you looking for? Did you find anything?
Yeah, I did. Didn't find a way out. Not yet.
Okay.
So as you're coming out of it, do you all need to talk as you're coming out, or is Lovey not talking much right now?
The railroad man's coming.
I figured that was going to happen.
And yeah. So we'll see if we can't get this finished and get the hell out of here.
Hopefully.
I'm very sorry for your sisters. And then Lovey doesn't say another word and walks in the house.
And now we're flashing in the house. You all have gone through the house. You find no sign of Adeline. Now, the oddest thing you do see is on the upper floor, one of the windows is open. When you swore when you walked up to this place, there was no open windows in the house. At least not in the front.
He's going to go out the window.
Looks like somebody might have.
Yeah, Gertie's going to go out and see if she can follow a trail.
I mean, you just see the roof. But as you walk out onto the roof and look around, you see where somebody jumped down from the roof. You can see the clear marks in the soft ground. Though the ground shouldn't be this soft. But it's clear footprints. They head towards the center of town.
She's going to follow. I don't know what the rest of them are going to do.
So you all see Gertie go out the window. Everyone going to take the window, or are you going to double back down?
Double back down and come out the front. Follow along.
You're going to have to hurry to catch up to Gertrude. Preacher Green, what are you doing?
I'm setting the house on fire.
Okay, I like it. Okay.
Yep. In my mind, they set an innocent boy on fire and burned his family down. So I'm assuming that a debt has to be paid in kind, eye for an eye, and all that. So I'm gonna burn some people's houses down. I'm gonna start right here where I am.
Okay, I like that. So you started in the fire. We'll come back to you as you're getting this fire going in this time and place. Our houses aren't exactly fireproof. They go up pretty well. Marshall, Gertrude, and Wade, as you're heading into the center of town, you see the members of the community there in the center of town. Only half of them are sitting up. The other half of them are lying there with wounds. Some look like they've been beaten, some stabbed. A number of them have pretty gruesome gunshot wounds.
So they're not waking up and getting up.
Oh, we lost somebody. We'll give him a minute to come back. Till he does, I will fix the layout, though. Watch this. This is going to be magic.
Oh.
Ish.
I'm bad at that.
Look at that. Hey, magic-ish.
Woo!
But no, they didn't get back up. We'll give him a minute.
Okay.
We'll pause here, see if he makes it back. If not, we'll keep going. It happens.
I need to look something up, so that gives me a chance.
Oh.
I forgot names. I'm bad at names.
Oh, well, they were about to throw a curveball.
Oh, she's going to throw curveballs. I hope everyone out there, all the viewers, are enjoying what's been going on here. There's some messed up stuff. Oh, there he's back. Good, perfect. Let me turn him back on and hide the other view. Hide self view. There we go. Now we're
Sorry
back.
about that.
It happens. We planned ahead for that.
All right.
So yes, we'll go right back to it. Yeah, they're not getting back up. Only half the town this time came back.
Gertie's gonna call off for Adeline.
Adeline is sitting there just staring. And that's where you realize the townsfolk are sitting up, but they're just staring into the distance. None of them are moving. None of them are doing anything. Just sitting there staring.
They're all catatonic.
So is there anybody from the town that's actually missing, or is most of them here? Or
I mean, you don't know everybody in the town, but it looks like the vast majority are there.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're looking over, because it takes a little bit to walk from the Witt's house to the center of town. I'm flashing back to the Witt houses. Lovey and Julia, you come up on the house to see it burning, with Preacher Green stoking the fire.
Where'd the others go?
In the town, I think they're trying to track down Mrs. Witt.
Need some help?
Nah, I think this coming along pretty good on its own. But in my mind, I think there's other houses that need to come down the same route.
All right, meet you in town.
All right.
And she looks at Julia. You coming with me? You staying here?
I'll go with you. I don't think I can be of much help here. He seems to got it figured out.
So, Preacher Green, you're going on an arson spree in the town.
Well, I mean, I don't know where else to set a fire yet, so I'm going to go into town once I know that this house is...
Oh, this house is burning good enough. It's not going to go out.
All right. I'll follow Lovey and Julia into town.
Okay, so we're going to flash back to the center of town. What are you all doing with the catatonic villagers here, the townsfolk?
Is there anyone conspicuously missing?
And nobody obviously missing that you can tell?
Okay.
Even, it's actually, kind of funny because for a fact that the Harrisons, Jace Harrison was planning to set with his guns and not be in the center of town, but Jace is sitting there with his guns. His wife's dead at his feet. Got a bullet wound in her back, but
Gertie's gonna go up to Adeline and try and jostle her out of it, including giving her a little slap, to wake up. Nothing.
Nothing.
Where are
She
they
just said-
looking?
all of them seem to be looking whatever direction they're facing when they sat up.
Oh.
Looks like they just sat up after the brutality and just stopped.
Well, there goes my plan. I was going to. I mean, she's part of the family. Obviously, she would be partially to blame. I was going to have her. I don't want to kill anyone else. I was going to have her make a deal to get us all out of it. It means either that or she dies. But that's not going to work.
So as you're trying to figure out how to deal with these people here in town, that's when we'll have Lovey, Julia, and Preacher Green come up. The Count's catatonic. Well, half of them.
I'm going to walk amongst the dead to see who all I recognize.
Well, Charlie Joe's dead. Yeah, that's definitely sure. She got shot in the back. Ellie Jane, she didn't make it. The Hartmans, both of the general store, both of them got killed. I'll tell you, Serenity's still up. Jace is up. Adeline is up. Number of the minor families that don't really, nobody really cares about in the town. But
What about Julia's sisters?
they are up.
As I walk by someone who's sitting up, I'm just going to check to see if they actually have a pulse.
It's not hard to check. They do. They're breathing.
Hmm.
Every once in a while, they blink.
Hmm.
Not like they should, not as often as they should, but they blink.
I told y'all to keep your damn wits about you.
Is there any building or any area that looks less decayed, less wet and damp than the rest of the areas or the rest of the town? Nothing?
The town, you'd swear nobody's lived in here for months. There's even damage to the roofs for some reason.
I believe time has caught up with us, or is catching up quickly. That is why things are aging.
We're not. So it's caught up with the location, but not us.
Exactly. Including the bodies. Look at their state.
All the bodies that are still down, like
Decayed?
decayed, or just those two?
They
in the
are
house?
decayed, but not to the extent that the other two were. You'd put them a few days.
Solid.
The Reverend Man is coming.
I had to say it.
Good.
I hate to say it. I guess the only answers we're going to get is when he does come.
And what are y'all expecting when he does come?
That's a good question.
When is he coming?
I don't.
Is he coming after tonight? After
I
we're all
don't
dead
know.
too?
I just know soon. And from what I was told, last night was the last night.
But why is the mist still encompassing the town then? Why not just let us go?
That's a great question, and I've asked it now twice at least that I can remember.
Is there any chance there's some other? I mean, aside from with the wits and them that they're in the house, do you think anybody else is mixed up with some deal or something?
I imagine the railroad man wanted his railroad to come right through the center of this damn town. I imagine that the railroad man got refused when he tried to offer deals for property.
Yeah.
I imagine he got real fucking bent when his ego got hurt. And he concocted a damn deal with something else to ensure everyone's land in this town became his. That's what I believe happened.
I also believe this blood debt thing is rather convenient for the railroad man.
Exactly. It was just an excuse.
Yeah, a convenient excuse.
So he ain't gonna be satisfied until every fucking landowner in this town is dead.
Is that the distinction? Can we tell?
Well, I can tell you now, of the 6 of you here, only Julia has any land in the town. Well, Preacher Green Church has owned it, not Preacher Green doesn't own it. Wade doesn't live in the library. Only Julia has any property in the town itself, and Julia's is a rather small piece of the property.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the ones in the town that are like dead and alive,
Well, Jace has land that you know for sure because he owns a good portion of the town, but he's still up.
But he might be convinced to sell if his wife is dead.
Now, many traded in all the lives of these people for her deal. So if we cut them from that deal, don't we renege that deal entirely?
so she made the deal for revenge on those involved. But
Right.
there were families who got here after that.
Correct.
That were caught in the
They're safe.
crossfire.
So it's not, no, they were in the crossfire. They're not safe.
Well,
The ones who own the general store got here after.
yeah, and that's unfortunate. But if we take care of the ones that were responsible for the initial crime, I think we can skate out.
It's more than just what that deal was, though.
I
I
understand.
think that Levy's right. I think that's just a cover.
There's something else going on here.
I mean, if you want to kill those people and that was the last night and people aren't reviving, like, that's on you.
I don't think we should go straight into killing people until we know more of what is coming. Yes, the railroad man is coming. But I honestly feel that even if people did tell him yes, he was going to get it regardless if they told him yes or no.
At this point, we're just bargaining for our own lives.
Now, there's something else that's coming to my mind here. I'm wondering if, as a matter of convenience, all of us here, that we've been working together, we've been tested. Maybe this is a test for us as much as it is a collection of blood debt and conveniences for the railroad man. I'm wondering if we have not got his attention before. You seeing how we're reacting to something like this?
The heartlessness that you would need to have to test someone like this is monstrous.
You think creatures
cares about having a
that
heart?
aren't human have hearts?
There's got to be a line somewhere.
Good luck finding it.
Mm.
Good luck finding it with the railroad man in particular.
Any of them. Any of them. Even that dear precious Green.
I know what my line is.
Yeah, but you're a human. You're not a creature. You're not a thing that walks and interferes.
How do we get them to stop interfering in us?
You're asking the wrong one. That is an excellent question.
Gotta be a way.
I agree. There's got to be some way.
Minnie brought the darkness here. How do we get it to unlatch itself?
Question for our game master.
Yes.
Would Lovey know if the railroad man is an agent of the dark or the other?
Now, you've not had dealings with him, but from what you know of the railroad doesn't discriminate. The railroad is.
I'm not so certain it was the dark she brought directly.
I will say you know who your lord serves, or at least the one you made a deal with.
Yeah. The railroad just is. It isn't necessarily dark or nature. It just is. But I can guarantee you, whatever the railroad man is, he did work with the dark for this.
What's the dark?
Darling, that's the things deep down in the earth that you ain't never seen. And if you're lucky, you never will.
Let's not
Appear
think
to be
about
the
them.
case.
Yeah.
Honestly, to be honest, this all just seems like a whole heck of a lot of effort for just getting some land.
A lot.
Got to be something a little bit more to this whole blood debt and land grab and all that, and getting the railroad through. Because
Well, there's only one person we can ask.
Yep, there is. That is true.
Are we
Or,
just gonna sit
I
here
say
and wait?
person generously, okay?
Can only be generous with someone like him.
Are we just gonna sit in the center of town and just wait for him to come? Not try anything?
Has there been any change to the tree?
Tree looks deader than hell. It didn't age like everything else, but it's just as blackened and lifeless as when after your fight after Julia. Well, you don't know what Julia did, but the limbs were defending Julia, batting away, keeping the blank-eyed men or children from getting to her.
I'm gonna take the railroad man's card and a spoke from my bag and hammer it into the tree. Oh. Now I got his attention.
I was just going to call on him, but I think that's just as good.
I've been calling. Every so often I'll hold on to the card and demand answers, but I'm taking this time.
Marshall, you seem to know things.
I've been around.
Do you
Pick up little things here and there.
Does anything you've picked up here and there resonate with this at all?
I'll let you make an intellect roll, Marshall.
Sure. We go ahead and do that. I'm going to spend 2 on that one.
Okay. I'll let you do an intellect roll.
Ooh, 20.
Damn. I guess
That
you're going to...
sounds like a solution roll.
I'm going to give you big hint or big thing. You know, if this curse is linked around that dead family was never put to rest. Their body was left where it died, in their own house, inside their own foundation. Never given proper burial, never given last rites, just left there to rot and forgotten by the town.
I think I have an idea here. We may need you here, Preacher Green. This family was left in what was left of the house, dead, buried, left to rot. They have not been properly interned. They've not been properly given their rights. Prayers have not been given for their salvation and safety in the afterlife. Maybe taking care of them here might be part of this, part of the solution.
What about the others who have died these past few nights?
Well,
I get that they're terrible people.
You had a 20. I'll give you on that one. That's called payment for the curse. Payment for their crimes.
I don't know so much about them. It'd be more like payment for the crimes. These are the innocents. The innocents have not been given their chance to rest.
As long as those don't come back and haunt us either. I'll take your word for it.
No guarantees, but I think if we get the remains here, do a proper burial, maybe by the church and Holy Ground, and give them their final due, that might be a solution.
That's the right humanly thing to do, Marshall.
It is. It is.
I think it's a good start.
It's a start. And then maybe by then, Railroad Man will come here and give us a little bit more in the way of answers.
Gertie's gonna take up her shovel that I imagine she just had stuck in the ground outside the house and go to the church.
I mean, y'all never picked it back up from where you were digging up the bodies.
Probably not.
Yep.
So she's gonna go take it to the church in the graveyard and start digging some graves, I guess.
Anyone gonna help her? I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about the general store charging you right about now, do you?
Well, it'll help.
I'm getting the shovels and tarps to start exhuming the bodies.
The shovels that you get from the general store, they're rusted. They're still usable. But where they were nice and neat with a sharp spade bit on the end, they've rusted quite a bit compared to what they were last you saw them.
Right.
Still usable. But time is caught up to the things in the general store, especially as when you walk in, the smell of the rotten milk, or fermented milk, I should say, and the rotten food is kind of overpowering.
Lovey's going to look for any flowers that she can find, whether they be wildflowers, things growing in people's gardens, whatever's there.
You find more than one. It's slightly overgrown in places.
That's all right. She knows how to handle plants.
Flower pots that have been left just to grow.
Mm-hmm. And she'll take a pocket knife and she will cut a bouquet.
Okay.
I'm going to start moving the bodies with the smallest ones first, and with the greatest amount of reverence I can offer these deceased remains.
Julie, what are you doing?
I was gonna help dig the graves.
Okay.
Now, what do you think we should do? I mean, do we need individual graves or just a family grave? What do you think would be the best?
I'd say we
Individual.
I'd say we keep it individual, honor each one individually,
Yeah,
because they've been
disrespected
already
enough.
put into it. Yeah, they're in a communal thing right now, disrespected. I think honored as individuals, as people, is where we need to go.
So, Lovey's gathered the flowers. You all dig. The ground, you realize as you're digging, it's soft because the blood is soaked well past the tree now. The ground itself is damp with it, even at the church. Though, where you're digging the graves, it's not nearly as soft as some of the other parts you've walked on, almost as if the blood is taking longer to penetrate the soil there around the church itself. But it don't take too much time to, especially with the ground being somewhat softer, to dig these graves and to lay to rest the family. You gonna put any kind of markers on them?
Absolutely. At least a cross with a placard that we could get a coal pencil or something to write their names on.
You don't have the whole family's name, but you know the cedar woods.
Mm-hmm.
As you bury them, and Lovey puts flowers. Where are you putting the flowers? On each grave?
On each grave.
Preacher Green, you gonna say any words before we?
Oh yeah, as I imagine that as the flowers are being put and the dirt is being thrown over them and their graves are being marked, just very almost just for us. I don't think there's going to be a big kind of pulpit preaching going on, but I definitely think I'm going to be respectful, head down, just the stars are my shepherd, and I lack for nothing because of them. I am, when I lie down in green pastures at peace, I am led to quiet waters. I refresh my soul. I am guided along the right paths, and I hope that these paths are now open to you. For your namesakes, Cedar Woods, I commend you to the earth with all due respect owed to loving humans that was not given to you in life, and that I now offer long, long overdue. Fear no evil, my friends, for we are with you, and we have tried to do right by what was wronged.
And as he finishes his words, even though you're not at the center of town, the church is just a little bit offset from it. You can all hear the collective gasp from those members of the town that were catatonic. And you hear the crying and the mutters and the talking begin again, as it's clear they've woken up. And it's a little bit early, but I think right here we're going to go to break because of what's coming next. Well, we don't want to break that up now, do we? I'll see everybody in 9 minutes. Please enjoy the break.
9 minutes.
Always cheating us out of that 1 minute.
Always.
Well, at least you get that 9 instead of only 8, because time is short. See you in 9 minutes, everybody. And welcome back. Before the break, well, they woke up in the Witt house and found out 2 of the bodies didn't come back that day. And then Lovey went out into the wood, or out into the mist, followed by Julia, though the 2 of them had totally different experiences out there. While Preacher Green burnt the house down, and the rest of the group went out to check the center of town to find all the townsfolk in the center of town either dead or, this time actually dead, or comatose. And then Marshall McKay there had a stroke of brilliance with a natural 20 of all things, and was able to figure out that they needed to lay those bodies to rest. The Cedar Woods not only had to get a proper burial, but he put up the gravestones so that they'd be something to remember them by, something to see. They were once there.
And they were given flowers to honor them.
As we went into break, townsfolk that were catatonic had woken up. And as you all head back into the center of town, they're awake now, though they're well past the phases of shock. Most of them are either staring into their hands crying. Jace is just crying over his dead wife. And you can hear him muttering something about how he didn't mean to shoot her.
Lovey just looks at them all. Your town has been cursed because all of you were made to forget. In the center of town, and she points at the foundation, where the cedar tree grew that should not grow there. There once was a house that belonged to a family. A good, godly family named the Cedarwoods. They were murdered in their beds as they slept and erased from the history of this town, all to protect one man. You will remember them. And I'm going to be rolling for using magic because I'm going to make sure that implants on every single one of the living souls here.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you that that's an intellect roll. How much effort you want to put into it? You gonna put some power behind that,
I got
some oomph?
4 fucking effort. I'm putting it all.
Okay. Effort. She efforted the shit out of that.
She pissed.
So 4. What's your edge on your? Let's see.
I think I have 2 or 3. Hang on.
I'm gonna find the sheets. Got so many sheets open.
I got 2 on my intellect.
Okay, so let's see. The first level would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus your. You got to take 7 out of your pool to do that much effort.
Okay, I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Worth it.
Nope.
That is 14.
That's enough. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive, actually. That would have been enough to bump 7 difficulty all the way back down, low enough to succeed. So, and Jace looks up from his dead wife's body. Who did this? Who?
Mr. Witt attacked the Cedar Woods girl.
Adeline starts shaking her head. He wouldn't do that.
He lied to you.
No, not him. Robert's a good man.
Robert is a dead man.
What?
He confessed before he passed on. Had the good sense to do at least one good thing before he fucking died.
Jace looks over. I knew those wits were up to something.
And Remy hid it from the records.
Serenity looks over. I always suspected that old coot had hidden something too dodgy about.
And all the old white families in this town were in cahoots. And she looks at every child of every old family in this town.
That's most of the people around here. Though a number of them are short children at this point.
You carry the sins of your fathers. You were cursed because you were forgot what happened here. You were made to forget. You were made to not know. They have been laid to rest and given respect, and you will remember.
And Serenity looks over. Is this hell over then?
That I cannot answer you. But understand, there are still things to come. A man from the railroad came through this town wanting to buy up property. She looks around. Did he not?
Most of the people sitting there nod their heads.
It's mighty convenient that y'all been stuck in this curse of a hell, leaving property up for grabs.
And as you say that, once again in the distance you hear a train whistle.
He's coming. And she just stands back and crosses her arms.
And then into the town walks a man in a charcoal suit, hair graying at his temples, beard speckled with gray, neatly combed though. Ladies and gentlemen, the railroad is always on time, yes? I thank you. You have done me a service by breaking the curse for me. Oh, come now, come now. Nothing to say?
We all grow tired of the games.
Miss McBride. Lovey McBride. Do you mind if I call you Lovey?
I do.
I think I will anyway.
You can do as you please, but understand curses can be relayed.
Now, for you, Julie, as this man is standing there, you're getting a glimpse of what he really is. Beneath this man's exterior. First, you see another man, shirtless, heavy hammer in his hand, whip marks on his back. Then you see a woman holding a husband crushed by stone. You see another young boy, couldn't be more than 10, blown up by dynamite that went off a little early. And each second you're sitting there, what you're seeing under this skin is a flashing of those who have paid to lay the railroad down, those who have died, the sacrifices to the greed and the never-ending drive to move the railroad forward. He is all of these at once, and yet in the skin of a man. My friends, we have someone with the sight among you. Do you like what you see, Miss Sinclair?
It is confusing, but I'm not afraid of what I see.
You shouldn't be. Yes, it's the price of progress. There's a cost to everything, yes?
So is that what you represent? Progress.
I am the railroad. That's all that matters. Ever forward, ever onward, yes?
Ever connected.
Well, of course. How do you drive forward if you're not?
Indeed.
Lovey, at this point, you notice on the other end of town, the things whose name sounds like Horned Head but is not, has stepped into town and is standing on the far side of town just watching.
Can the thing read minds?
You don't know.
She's just going to think,
Judas?
don't be a damn coward, come forward.
The railroad man looks at you. I see my friend is here. I won't insult you by saying the name you use here, but come, let us conclude our deal. And Horned Head steps. You hear his hooves that sound louder than they should be.
Does everybody hear it now?
Now they all do. They see him walking into town in all of his terrifying magnificence. Eyes red as blood, almost like there's a slime on his hooves as he walks. Bigger than any buck you've ever seen. Antlers are the things that catch you the most, though. They look as if they're made of amber that's glowing. You broke the curse, and for that I am thankful. Can't be building railroad on cursed land, can we?
Lovey just raises an eyebrow.
So, friends, we need to pay the debt. The blood debt must be paid.
So the blood debt isn't part of the curse.
No, unfortunately they're tied together, but separate.
So what part remains?
Well, the townsfolk have to die, of course. It's a simple solution,
Hasn't
isn't
they
it?
already died?
Yes. Oh. Most have died. Their blood turned your land into my land, so that I can do as I please.
For once, do your own damn dirty work.
The land is already soaked. Why does it need to soak more? It should be yours by now.
It is mine, and the price to leave railroad property is you kill them all.
Why?
Because that is the price. If
Excuse
you
me,
wish
Mr.
to
Railroad
escape
Man?
the track. Oh yes, Railroad Man's the only one talking. Hornet has not spoken at all. You can leave when we have a little fun and you kill everyone.
Have they not died several times over?
No, that was to spill the blood, Mr. Gilpin. I think I'll call you Wade as well. I think that fits better. Is that West Virginia I smell in your words?
It
Coal
is indeed.
runs deep there, dark and deep.
It does. Nearly all the way back.
I have some friends that would love to work with you if you ever had a desire to return to working with the coal. You might learn some things, yes? Now, let's do this properly, I guess. I come now by the rights of the old compact to tell you plain and clear and give you fair warning. You stand on ground that is no longer yours. Kill them or be stuck forever butchering those around you. Twice I have asked you this. I will only ask one more time.
Counter offer.
Business, I like business. Ooh, this, I like the fire in you.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Tell me, Miss Lovey, killed any husbands lately?
No, just the one. That was all I needed.
I love a woman who's willing to do what she has to do.
Oh, he was a bastard and deserved every inch of it.
You understand, then. Ever onward, ever forward.
Indeed. And ever onward, ever forward, I say you allow us to leave, or I go ever onward and forward on your tracks and curse every square inch.
Well, how would you do that if you don't leave? And Hornet Head finally speaks. You will not touch her. She is mine. I guess that's a shock to everybody else here in the group.
Say again, Mr. Railroad Man.
Yes, I guess my magnificent friend here has already got a deal with you, so you get to leave. But I'm afraid your friends do not.
I'm afraid my deal was all of us get to leave.
No, he can only speak for you.
Then
And Horned Head looks over. Unless they're mine, too. Well, now, this has gotten positively interesting. And the grin on his face is not just, it's a leopard's grin, but at the same time, it's the grin of the devil, of evil, of a monster in man form. So I guess you do have a choice.
I leave that up to my companions.
Do I get to make a pitch? The railroad is always looking for people willing to work. The railroad has jobs for everyone. Work hard and you get far, yeah? And Horned Head just looked, serve me. And survive.
Pardon me,
Julia.
Mr. Railroad Man. I'm sorry.
Julia's going to walk to her sisters and grab their hand, and simply just walk to Horned Head.
I take all three of you in service.
Gertie's gonna follow. Because she protects Julia and family.
And Lovey will move closer to him.
Railroad Man goes, so half, plus. The two little ones, barely any meat on them. I don't think they could build much of the railroad.
No, but they have gifts.
Marshal Ryan McKay, who's walked these hills and seen these things.
Yes. I'm just kind of curious here. Why are you giving up on a good resource? Why do you want to kill off a good resource? You're looking for people to support your cause. He looks to the townsfolk.
They have to die to finish what was started here. Started here by my good lady here, Lovey.
Do they really?
Yes.
And you wouldn't take any of them as, well, somebody who would be an asset to you?
No, I have
mean-
lots of people I can use. They have to cede their rights to the land. Cede them they will. Ever forward, ever onward. The railroad
Yes.
must be built. It must go. So,
Looking to the preacher.
I tell you, Preacher Green, you might as well serve me, because if you think that being, or any being in this universe, give two hoots of a barn owl about you or anyone else, you would be wrong, yes?
Doesn't that include you?
But at least I am honest.
We are not hostile creatures to each other, correct? You and I, we have no hostility here. We should, by all accounts, for all that you've put us through, but we're not hostile to each other, correct? We're upstanding, civilized beings, yes?
Well, this is business, and business is best conducted without emotion, yes?
Correct. You are an intelligent fellow who is.
I will say, Preacher Green, flattery will get you everywhere.
Oh, perfect. Then as I set up my counter offer for you, let me just say that it would behoove you to keep the compact going. So as an agent of the green, I think that it is obviously the best option to just let me continue serving the green so that the three pieces of the compact stay whole. And I'm gonna use my curveball of grand deception, where I convince an intelligent creature that can understand me and isn't hostile of something that is wildly and obviously untrue.
Okay. So that's it's 3 of your intellect right off. Now let me see here. I don't have that listed on this. I got pulled up in the other book. Hang on. Let me get it pulled up here so I can.
Yeah. Pull up your pants.
No, I'm not dropping trowel yet. That's later.
Ooh.
We'll do that later, okay?
Okay.
Let's see if the speakers. Which level is that, Barrett?
That's level 3.
Oh, you're breaking out the big gun.
That's a tier 3 ability.
Okay, so 3 intellect points.
Yep.
Need you to roll an intellect test.
You got it. I'm putting all 4 levels of effort into that.
Okay.
And I don't think I have any skills that I can throw at this. Well, I do have persuasion.
I'll give you an asset for that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it because I don't want to threaten him with my pocket knife. All right. That's all I got is 4 levels of effort and my persuasion, which is specialized. So that's 2. And I rolled a 14. Baby, what's up?
Yes. That still may get you free of this, but Preacher Green, friend, you can serve 2 masters. Now he's bought into your bullshit about, the compact part.
Well, my friend, if we are to be balanced, I must serve all 3.
I will let you leave then, but you owe me one. Yes?
What's a couple of favors between friends?
Splendid. So we still have the marshal, Mr. Gilpin.
I think I follow along with Preacher Green here, where I'm someone who's in between of everything. I always have been. If I say I walk any path, it's here with him where I would be encountering, dealing, perhaps helping all parties involved.
Yeah. You see, Marshal, I can smell the green on him. You, on the other hand, are not part of the compact at all. So you will have to work a different deal.
All right.
You can serve me. Or antlers over there. And when he says that, Hornet Head he does a snuff noise that reverberates through the town. My, you're testy today. Insults are not necessary. No insult meant. We will conclude the deal, yes? And Hornet Head looks over at you, Marshal. I will give you the same deal I gave Lovey. You can walk free. Go your own way. I will just ask assistance from time to time. That is all.
Railroad man, what would you offer me?
I would offer you progress, a chance to be part of the railroad, to go from coast to coast.
Well, sir, I've already traveled this world quite a bit, and I've seen quite a bit of things and such, and I'm afraid I must decline. And I walk on over.
It's a pity. Shame, really. So, Mr. Gilpin of West Virginia, would you like to return to the land of coal with me? Come now, you and I can be good friends. Yes?
I am not so much a free agent as I belong here in West Virginia. I have no desire to travel the country on the railroad.
So none of you wish to be part of progress.
I never said that.
And you can tell the smoothness of his voice slips slightly.
No, he's very disappointed. He's obviously not as good at business as he thought he was.
You are all going to stand in the way of the railroad.
Never said that.
And Horned Head looks over. They are mine now. They leave with me. Fine, fine. I'm sure we'll meet each other again. The preacher owes me a favor, yes? We do not forget. And he pulls out a black business card, and on it this time is an R with crossed railroad tracks on it. Hold on to this, will you? Don't lose it, and don't nail it to a tree.
How else am I supposed to get your attention, my friend? I'll pocket the card.
Well, I guess our business is concluded. Leave my land. And Horned Head looks over you, and you can feel the weight of his stare. And he turns and starts walking towards the mist. You all follow him?
Yeah.
And as you step into the mist, it's all around you, thick and heavy. You can all smell the smoke. And when you step at a point, you step out of the mist. And you're standing by the railroad tracks, the ruins of South Gap, all around you with a railroad through the middle. The only things left of the town are the graves of the cedar woods. Still where you put them. Not 50 feet from the tracks that run through. And Horned Head looks you all up and down. I will see you all soon. And he just, without another word, turns and walks into the woods and just is gone. And I leave this to you all for a final scene of the episode. And a final scene of the miniseries.
My grandmother always told me that at some point I would make a choice.
It doesn't
And
mean
I'm very
it has
happy
to be.
with the choice I made.
It doesn't mean it has to be a permanent one.
Every day we make a choice.
It's all a matter of convenience here, unfortunately.
Should be more than that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be put at their whims. Get that we are. Shouldn't be. It's not right.
There might be a way we can get out of this.
That's what I'm
Might
thinking.
take a bit.
That's what I'm thinking, Marshall.
That's right, Marshall. You've heard rumors of one who made a deal with this thing and broke free.
Mhm. I met a person who.
Daughter Dooley, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. I would love to know more.
Well, maybe I can arrange something.
Excellent. Because that bastard made me think I had poisoned every damn soul in this town. And I did not.
From this side, there's no mist. You don't know where it went when you stepped out of it. It's all gone.
That bastard made me think that I had murdered every soul, including innocents, in this town.
Well,
We did murder souls
Not
every
like
day.
that.
well, you might have done that had you taken his deal, but you didn't.
Well,
I have been manipulated before, and I killed the bastard that did it. And if I can find a way to kill this bastard, I will.
I'm not so much concerned about killing this bastard as to conclude business.
If that's all we can get, I'll be satisfied.
It's about all we can get. I believe this bastard, as you put it, is connected to something that is beyond us. Speak obviously.
and now
But thank
we've got
you.
a long road ahead.
Thank
We
you
do.
all for not being willing to do as the railroad band requested.
He was willing to do better business. I would have done
Mhm.
that, but he did not.
You know, I expect you'd get the worst end of it, whatever deal you made with him.
I wasn't going to kill the only family I have left for a railroad.
Our motives have always been clear. It wouldn't have made sense. Lesser of two
I was
evils,
just
I
surprised y'all
suppose.
would side with Judas.
Lesser of two evils.
Yes.
An evil that we can manage.
Appearingly so, to be fair. May not actually be the lesser.
I won't say we won't be away from his grasp, but at least we can manage it, at least for now.
And Preacher Green, the next time you want to use one of my special objects, listen to my instructions before you use it. That way you won't hurt yourself.
I don't tend to question gifts. I just accept them. But it's been duly noted.
It is not my intention to harm people that are innocent. I asked for help, and he was what answered.
Well, but whatever will be asked of us, who can say? But
All
you
this.
know, it's a better alternative to what we would have had to done had we taken the railroad bands.
Yeah.
The only way you would see from sea to shining sea with him is to become part of him,
Right.
to be a lost soul to the railroad.
Does Julia ever tell anyone what she saw when she looked at him?
I think if she were to tell anyone, she would probably tell Lovey.
As this group, well, they survived this. For now, they made a deal with
Practically the devil himself.
the Judas Stag, the Black-Tongued Liar. He's got many names, doesn't he?
And I have a feeling many yet to come because this group is rather creative.
But you didn't sell your soul to the railroad. Butchery of the rest of the town. You left to him. And while this is the end of this particular miniseries, I have a good feeling it's not the end of these character stories. I have a good feeling you're going to see them again at a later time with another story with these same characters and these same players. That's the hope, at least. Because I had fun doing this. And since we're running ahead of schedule, I want to go around the table, give your thoughts on the game. We're going to start with Lovey. Lovey, what'd you think? Do you enjoy this story?
Fuck yeah, I enjoyed this story. And everybody was so good.
I wanted to see what Julia did when given the choice of killing her sisters.
Yeah.
The railroad man would not have accepted them into his service.
Mm-mm.
They would have had to die with the town.
He didn't know how to do good business. He didn't understand who he was negotiating with.
The railroad doesn't negotiate. Yes.
No, I noticed he didn't. And so I was like, okay, counter offer. I know you're not going to accept it. Oh, look at that. He just stepped in.
Ever forward, ever onward. Yes. Hope those who've listened to the podcast think I at least got close to his voice and mannerisms. I tried. I'm not good at doing voices, but Gertie, what you think?
I thought it was good. It's a sad story, obviously. Like,
oh yeah,
and it's like, oh, it's sad that he took advantage of that sad situation too.
The land was cursed. He found that out when he came to buy it. He didn't want the curse on the railroad because the curse he knew had to come due. He needed the curse broken. To do that, he needed the help from, well, one who could create this little pocket of world to hold the curse off while they built the railroad, and an agent in there to hopefully steer things, though she didn't realize it. She didn't even know she would. For those that don't know, she didn't know her background. She gave me a lot of free reign on, so we just I showed her what it was as we played. Always give your storyteller lots of openings like that.
Okay, to clarify, I rolled. In this system, you roll for your background. And I rolled a nat 20 on the Sage background, which gave me, I'm going to pull it up on my character sheet. Hang on, let me get to it.
Yep.
You once had an encounter with a powerful entity. Afterward, excuse me, you started noticing that you had abilities. And I told him, I said, I don't know who or what it was. You run with it. And he's like, oh, that plays perfectly into my plan.
It was a sad story, though. Julie, what do you think?
I had fun. It was a new system for me to get to play. Also, I really enjoyed the story because it made me think about what she would do and also what her grandma would want her to do because of her grandma being the one to take her in after her parents tried to send her off.
And just because you serve the green don't mean you can't serve him either. There are some who serve multiple masters. Like you now. Yeah. Wade?
I liked it. I mean, this is a big excursion from the games I've been playing so far. New system. It's really interesting to learn. It really worked pretty well, I think. Loved the players that I played with. Everyone was awesome. Even the storyteller. So,
Yeah, I'm a dick. The voice of the mountain is hard as granite.
yeah, but I mean, it was a shanky game, which I really enjoyed.
Got to get some fucked up shit once in a while. I get it. Marshall, what about you? What you think, Ford?
Oh, this is a great game. Great players, good times. Loved it. Brought up all my expectations and then some. I had fun. I had fun with this and working with good people and with you, Shanky. It worked out well. I like it.
I loved having you in the game. This was Ford's. This was his premiere on our channel. First game he's been on our channel. I was glad to have him here.
Yeah, good to be here. Thank you.
Preacher Green, Ravnos Archon, what you got?
I love the system. You know that I love the system. And the game. My biggest thing is every character has to be different for me. And every chance that I get to play a different character is such a treat. And I hope that Preacher Green was a different character. So that's my takeaways. I hope that I brought a new character face to the table, and that people enjoyed the story because it was a fun story.
For those wondering, the story started as the kernel of an idea during Preacher Green, Ravnos Archon's Old Gods of, what if you were trapped, dying each night and waking each day? And I started with that as the kernel and built around it. I try not to touch a lot on racism. We deal enough of that, honestly, in our lives, but this is an era. Unfortunately, it's not a subject you can avoid. It was very real. And it was very deadly for a lot of families. And I wanted to touch briefly on that to show it wasn't an equal system by any means. This is shortly after the Civil War. Hell, this story actually started right before the Civil War, technically, when you look at the timeline.
Yeah, and went through restoration.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope everyone enjoyed my take on Old Gods. It's a little bit different from Ravnos Archons. Everyone's a little different, but I tried to capture the spirit of the game. So I hope everyone enjoyed it.
It was intense. It was great.
And we will be back to this story. I'm not lying when I say we are not done with these characters. At least I hope everyone comes back.
More to do.
Yep.
They have a servitude to get out from under.
You made a deal.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And you got to honor that deal. It's the bad idea
I know.
to fail to honor it.
I know. So we got to
Don't end
figure
well.
out how to get this done.
You certainly don't want the gray ladies paying you a visit.
No.
Nope.
So I do thank everyone for coming. Now we've had good enough time. We can go to our outro here. Please join us on the Discord. This is where the cast of this show was. We came from the Discord. We cast all of our shows out of the Discord. I pushed up a casting call. These 6 players replied. I closed the casting call early because I said, I like those players. I like what they're bringing. Let's do this shit. So I actually cut it off 2 weeks early because I was like, okay, I got what I want. I'll take that right there. There's my table. Let's go with it. So we have an open casting call right now for Mage the Ascension run by Ravnos Archon down there. So if you're a member of our Discord, you can check out the casting couch. We promise we don't make you perform in the casting couch. Not that way. But you can pop over to the casting couch, read the casting call, and send Ravnos Archon there a message on the Discord if you want to play in his mage game. Because this one, unlike the others, is not a miniseries. He's going to be running a long-term chronicle in between Dark Ages, alternating himself with Changeling.
Mm-hmm.
So please, you want to catch back episodes, go to our YouTube. You can catch all the back episodes on our YouTube. Also, if you like the intro and break music, go to Shawn James music on his YouTube, or let me get the link to his website, because seriously, that was some good music. So let me get I'll get his website just so people have it, because you can find him on Spotify. You can find him on iTunes. I mean, right there. Seriously, he was a good guy. Let us use his music in our streams. And we love when people let us do that, because it's hard to get good music, and damn, that was good music. So
It was perfect for this
Yep,
game. So
it
thank
fit.
you so much, Shawn.
Yep, I do thank you for that. you want to see some amazing content creators, we'll go around and let everybody here talk about what they're doing in a bit. But check out our friends there, Ravnos Archon, Mischievous Red, the RPG table, which they do Vampire on Saturday evenings.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check out that one. If you want to get some studio merch, we've got some merch. I don't think we have any yet for this stream, but since these characters are going to reappear, maybe we might need something thrown up for it.
I hear that Junie is making art of Lovey. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, she's definitely making Uncle Oski.
Yes, she is. She's working on Uncle Oski from Changeling, and she's working on a Lovey too. So.
Yep. So
she informed me of that. I didn't ask for it. So.
Yep. So if you want to support the players, so you know, bits and donations, we give those to the players. Only thing the studio does have to take the taxes out because let me tell you, we're taxed on it. So unfortunately, we got to pull that out. But bits and donations that go to the players, not to the studio. If you want to give the studio, subscribe here on Twitch, watch them be a pimp and take half of that, or probably their coffee. They don't take half. Or if you really want to, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon, comment on the video, like the video. All that drives us up in the search ratings. And we might hit a new high all-time record if enough people do that of $35 in a month off YouTube. Trust me, you don't make a lot of YouTube money. You got to have a lot of damn views to make YouTube money. Let me tell you. And that's about 7,000 views in a month gets a whole like $35. Yeah. You know, is what it is. And now I think I can turn it over to my lovely wife for the schedule because trust me, we got a schedule coming up.
Yes, we do. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the finale of this mini-series. It has been a crazy, intense, and wonderful 4 sessions of this game, and I look forward to continuing the stories at a later time when we have time to bring these characters back. Oh my gosh. So, coming up over the next week, we have tomorrow. You can join your innie, not your outie, down here below me, and Tiz, and Ebon Blade, and others. It is quite the ensemble cast that Tiz has curated for Call of Cthulhu 7E, London Esoteric Society, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. It is a group of investigators right around circa 1900 in the London-ish area doing all this
1894.
1894? 1894. So almost 1900. Almost. We're getting there. We're getting there. But yeah, so they are doing lots of sus-ass shit, like reading all the books that should be burned and summoning elder beings that should not, and doing lots of murder. Don't believe Ebon Blade when he says he hasn't murdered anyone, okay? Because he has. He's a damn dirty liar, like that Judas, okay? But join them tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for that fun game. And then coming up on Wednesday, Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages is back at 8 p.m. Eastern with the premiere of Season 3. You will see myself, Ravnos Archon, Maddox, Junie. Yeah.
Yeah, Zach will not be with us this season because real life is real life. So,
Yeah. So it's going to be amazing. Or not, because we have an escort job to do.
Everyone loves an escort quest. Don't lie to me.
Of someone we might all want to murk, okay?
Right.
Expect to see, for those that didn't watch the Q&A where we revealed a lot of things for Dark Ages, expect to see some really big names in the lore character section, okay?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. So join us Wednesday for the premiere of that. And then on Friday, next week's a big week, y'all. On Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we premiere the 2nd season of Vampire the Masquerade V5, Kansas City, A Domain Divided. So you'll want to join myself and Red and all of our crew. We've got Dale Davis. We've got Ree from Rerolls. We've got, oh my gosh. I'm blanking. I'm sorry. House. Yes.
Yeah, don't forget House. And you'll want to catch the premiere of season 1 because it's going to open.
It's going to
pretty big
with a bang.
Yeah,
okay?
it's pretty big opening this season.
Yeah, we've already plotted that out. So it's going to open with a bang. So you don't want to miss. Be on time, y'all. Be on time. It's important. You don't want to miss a moment of the beginning. So yeah, join us at 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday for that. And that's it for the week. But it's a big week. 2
season premieres this week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I enjoyed doing this, but I got to get back to our vampire because this channel can't go too long without vampire playing on it. That's just, it's part of this channel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you also have the chat posting every week. Is it the week yet? Is it the week yet?
Yeah, get those questions.
When is it coming back?
Yep. So
damn it, folks, we needed a break.
Yeah, you got vampire at home.
By vampire at home, that's what I put on my Gary Oldman at home outfit.
That's the Wish version of Gary Oldman.
McDonald's dollar menu, whole Gary Oldman.
Hey, you can bite me. And I just feel bad I didn't get to kill Nicholas or Brad this episode.
That's okay. You can save it for Vampire Games.
I was going to have them be the first ones y'all killed, Nicholas and Brad in the city, but since y'all didn't make that, or in the town, y'all didn't make that deal. Okay. That's all right.
Our man needs to do his own damn dirty work.
Yeah. That's all right. We'll make sure that they die on episode 1 of Kansas City.
I'm not his bitch.
So let's go around the table, talk about what you got going on. Gertrude, what you got going on, mischievous Red there?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of taking a break this month because moving. So yeah, I guess I have to be found on my own channel at Mischievous Red. But like I said, I'm on a month-long hiatus. I'll stream Final Fantasy and mini painting when I get back, though.
Guys, somebody went to closing and is moving. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the pain of home ownership.
We're excited.
It's nice to be able to do what you want to your own house, like build, paint the walls green for a studio. But I will say the expenses just don't stop.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah. So, Julia Lanhey, Sailor Lanhey, what do you got going on?
Yes, I stream on my own channel at Sailor Lani. I play a lot of variety games, and then I will be here again later this month for some Monster of the Month.
Yeah, that's the other one we got coming on and on.
Yep, that'll be airing again towards the end of the month, so look forward to that.
Yep. I'll let your Annie down there tell people where they can where else they find you around here.
Well, aside from here, you can find me on Saturdays most of the time on the London Esoteric Society with Tiss.
Yep, getting into all the trouble. For some reason, you're playing a librarian again.
It's a common theme.
Yeah, you seem to have a type of character you like to be. So, yeah. I know, Ford, you don't got anything going on right now, but at some point you might. And if he does, keep an eye on our content creators forum, because once you get set up there, Ford, let me know so we can give you rights to post your game in that section.
And Lonnie, please post your link in chat.
Yeah, otherwise you can find me on the Discord there. I'm regularly there. Also, I want to give a personal shout out again to Shawn James for letting us use the music here for the game. If you happen check out his website, check out his connections. If he happens to be playing in your area, please, by all means, go see him live. He is well worth it, and his concerts tend to be small enough that he might get to meet him afterwards. And if you do, let him know and give him a little bit of thanks for helping us out here.
Shit, I got to check his tour dates because I might be willing to go listen to him live.
Yeah, and he might be coming through your neck of the woods at some point.
Yep. I'll put him on the list. The other one I still want to go see is Sean Rowe live. And oddly enough, both of them have the same kind of tone to their voice, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Ravnos Archon, tell everybody what you got going on.
Hi, everybody. I run my own TTRPGs on my channel over here on Twitch. Mondays are for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. I alternate Tuesdays between Legend of the Five Rings and Werewolf of the Wild West. And Thursdays, I alternate between 7th, where I just made a player cry yesterday, and my own Old Gods of Appalachia. which is completely different. It takes place in Virginia at 1909, I think. Like we're going into World War One and what that does to shake things up in the mountains. So it's going to be a different vibe, but definitely I've taken notes from what you did to me. So I pray that my players take your name in vain when I let them know where I got it from.
Go ahead, do it to them, punish them. It's old gods.
You know it.
Make them punished. And as always, everybody, first of all, although I do want to say, did you make yourself cry?
No, not at all.
Get back to me when you can make yourself cry while running a game.
I'm a grown-ass man. I don't cry on screen.
He did that once in DC.
I've done it twice or 2 or 3 times, actually. I've done it. When you're so in the scene, even as storytellers, sometimes you get some tear.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I did it in Werewolf the week before, but not for 7th Sea.
It happens. And that's how you know you're in the story and in the moment. So, and as always, when we end, everybody, please take your mental health seriously. Take the mental health of others seriously. Look, not everybody's okay. A lot of times I'm not okay. A lot of times I know people hide it. They mask it. But it's tough out there. And I want you to check in on those around you, make sure they're okay. Because a lot of people aren't. And you can be a lifeline to them. If you suffer from mental health issues, though, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting you need help once in a while, because we all need help. And if you're suffering from mental health issues and you don't feel, comfortable reaching out to those around you, in chat's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there'll be a professional on the other end of the line to help you out. And if you're watching on YouTube or you're not in the U.S., because I know we have non-U.S. viewers and a lot of YouTube viewers, go to findahelpline.com. Put in your country of origin and find out the helplines in your country. Mental health is health, and we want you to take care of yourselves, and we want you to be okay. So please do that. Take it seriously. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife for her portion of the outro.
And of course, with taking care of the mind, you also got to take care of the body. I'm Mama McStabber. I'm a registered nurse. And I'm going to tell you, unlike Lovey, I actually am a compassionate person who loves to help people out. So I'm going to tell you, please take care of yourself physically as well. Get your vaccines, please. Get your flu shot. Get your COVID booster. COVID and flu, neither one of them are going anywhere. We haven't even figured out how to cure the common cold. Okay? We have never cured a virus. We have never ended a virus. They are never going anywhere. Please get your vaccines annually, because that will help protect you from needing significant hospitalization and significant treatment. Okay? Please get your shots. Said with love. Oh, and make sure you're registered to fucking vote. And make sure you check your registration and make sure it's correct.
Yeah, because mine, for some reason, wasn't even correct, even though I know I changed it.
Yep. And also in some states, they will just basically cancel.
Purge you from your roles.
They'll purge you from their roles. So you need to make sure your registration's still active, too. Mm-hmm.
And Machete gets here all late. Oh, yeah, you missed the ending. All right. You're going to have to watch the VOD. Cause,
you are going to.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, you missed everything.
Yep. And I do thank everyone for coming. I hope the viewers enjoyed this final episode of this miniseries here. And I hope you're looking forward to seeing what these characters end up in next, because I do plan to come back to it. I've already got some ideas forming on the next story, which means it'll be sooner rather than later. Because once I start getting an idea, I start making the plans to do it. So thank you, everyone, for coming. We'll see you, hopefully, for Call of Cthulhu. And if not that one, the Dark Ages premiere or the Kansas City premiere next week. Good night, everybody.